Most people go through life believing that reality is something fixed, something external, something beyond their control. They assume that life unfolds according to predetermined rules, shaped by circumstances, fate, or sheer luck. But what if this very belief is the force that holds them captive, locking them in repetitive cycles of struggle and limitation? What if the assumption that life is happening to them is the greatest illusion of all? The truth is, life isn't just unfolding around you, it's responding to you, reflecting the energy you emit, the thoughts you hold, and the emotions you nurture. And within this realization lies something extraordinary: the power to shift your reality, not through force or external effort, but through a transformation of consciousness itself. Yet despite this, most remain unaware of their own influence, unknowingly reinforcing the very conditions they long to escape. They attribute their limitations to external forces, circumstances, upbringing, luck, never realizing that these external reflections are merely echoes of their own internal frequency. Why do they stay trapped? Because they have yet to recognize the immense creative power within their own minds, the unseen force that has been shaping their world all along. Reality is not something that happens to you. It is something that responds to you. This is not a hopeful notion or an abstract philosophical idea. It is a fundamental principle embedded in the very fabric of existence. Everything you perceive, everything you feel, and everything you experience is part of a continuous dialogue between your inner world and the external world. Your thoughts are not passive. They are active, energetic signals shaping the environment around you. Walter Russell, a largely overlooked genius of the 20th century, once stated, "Rhythm and vibration govern the universe. To change your world, you must change your frequency." This statement was not mere poetry. It was a profound insight into the mechanics of reality itself. The universe does not operate on chaos, but on patterns, structure, and vibration, all of which interact with the consciousness that observes them. Just as a musician can alter the mood of an entire symphony by changing a single note, so too can a single thought shift the trajectory of your life. The question is not whether you are influencing your reality. You already are. The true question is, what frequency are you tuned to? The principle of resonance governs all things, from the motion of the planets to the beating of your heart. Just as a radio must be tuned to the correct frequency to receive a clear signal, your consciousness must align with the energetic patterns that correspond to the experiences you seek. If your mind is constantly focused on fear, doubt, or scarcity, then that is the station you will continue to hear, the repeating echo of limitation, struggle, and resistance. The reason most people find themselves stuck in unwanted cycles is that they unknowingly sustain the same vibrational state, reinforcing the very conditions they wish to change. Every complaint, every negative expectation, every emotional reaction becomes another thread woven into the reality they experience. They seek change externally, never realizing that the key lies in the internal shift. But what if you deliberately adjusted your mental dial? What if, instead of reinforcing narratives of hardship, you began to embody the belief that life is guiding you, supporting you, and actively conspiring in your favor? Understanding the concept of thought frequency is one thing. Applying it is another. Here's how you can begin shifting your resonance and actively reshaping your reality. Observe your mental patterns. Awareness is the first step to transformation. Pay close attention to the thoughts running through your mind throughout the day. Are they expansive or limiting? Do they make you feel empowered or drained? If you find yourself constantly engaging in self-doubt or negative assumptions, recognize that these thoughts are shaping your reality. Begin questioning them. Is this belief serving me? Where did it come from? Awareness disrupts the autopilot programming of the subconscious mind and creates an opening for change. Create a new internal narrative. Once you identify limiting beliefs, actively replace them with empowering thoughts. If you constantly think, "I'll never succeed," reframe it. "I am fully capable and the path is unfolding for me." But here's the key. You must feel the truth of these statements. Thought alone isn't enough. Your emotional state must align with it. The more you practice thinking and feeling into new beliefs, the stronger their imprint on your subconscious mind becomes, shifting not only your perspective, but your tangible experience of reality. Use visualization and emotion to reinforce new frequencies. Visualization is a powerful tool because the brain does not distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and reality. Take time each day to visualize the reality you desire as if it has already manifested. Imagine the details, how it looks, feels, and sounds. Most importantly, generate the emotions that come with that reality. If you want financial abundance, don't just visualize money. Tap into the feelings of security, freedom, and expansion. Emotions are the energetic charge that magnetize experiences to you and create a resonance that the universe mirrors. Practice gratitude as a frequency shift tool. Gratitude is one of the fastest ways to raise your vibration. When you shift from focusing on what's lacking to recognizing what is already abundant in your life, you change your resonance instantly. Start a simple gratitude practice. Each morning and night, write down 3 things you're grateful for. But don't just list them. Feel the gratitude deeply. This emotional shift will rewire your perception, opening you to new possibilities and aligning you with greater abundance. Align your actions with your new reality. Energy alone isn't enough. Your actions must reflect your new state of being. If you are embodying confidence and abundance, ask yourself, how would I behave if I truly believed this reality was mine? Then act accordingly. The external world will begin to rearrange itself to match your internal frequency. Your decisions, speech, and body language should all reflect the reality you want to experience. This concept is far from new. For centuries, mystical traditions, esoteric philosophies, and even emerging scientific discoveries have pointed to the profound relationship between thought and reality. Hermes Trismegistus, the enigmatic sage whose teachings influenced alchemy, philosophy, and sacred geometry, inscribed into the emerald tablet. As above, so below, as within, so without. This axiom suggests that the outer world is not an independent force acting upon us, but rather a direct mirror of the internal world of consciousness. Every thought, every belief, and every deeply held emotional state becomes an architect of our external experience, shaping circumstances in ways most fail to recognize. Ancient civilizations understood this intimately, embedding this wisdom into spiritual doctrines, sacred texts, and metaphysical teachings. In the East, the concept of Maya in Hindu and Buddhist philosophy describes the illusion of reality, asserting that what we experience is not objective truth, but a projection of the mind. Similarly, the Kabbalistic tradition teaches that the material world is but a reflection of the higher, unseen dimensions of thought and energy. The idea that reality is influenced, if not outright created, by consciousness has long been central to mystical understanding. But now, science is beginning to catch up to what these ancient sages have long proclaimed. In modern times, the revelations of quantum physics have validated these ancient insights in ways few could have anticipated. The famous double-slit experiment shattered classical notions of objectivity, demonstrating that subatomic particles do not behave in fixed patterns, but instead shift based on observation. This means that matter itself is not static. It exists in a state of potential until it is consciously observed, at which point it chooses a specific form. In essence, the act of consciousness observing reality alters its very nature. But what does this imply? It suggests that reality is not a rigid construct, but an interactive field of energy, responding to attention, focus, and expectation. This is why certain individuals seem to attract specific experiences, because their focus and emotional charge influence the probabilities that collapse into form. This is not mere mysticism, but a fundamental shift in how we understand existence. Quantum mechanics shows us that reality is fluid, shaped by the presence of an observer, which means that each person is not merely a passive participant in life, but an active creator. When you direct your awareness toward a possibility, you bring it closer to manifestation. And if you unconsciously focus on fear, limitation, or scarcity, you reinforce those very patterns within your experience. The external world bends, fluctuates, and reshapes itself in response to the energy of awareness, meaning that your consciousness is not just something that perceives reality. Albert Einstein once posed a deceptively simple, but profoundly life-altering question. The most important decision we make is whether we believe we live in a friendly or a hostile universe. This decision, this singular thought, creates a cascading effect in every aspect of life, influencing the subconscious mind, dictating emotional responses, and shaping the very circumstances we attract. If you choose to believe the universe is friendly, your mind will begin searching for proof of that belief. Your reticular activating system, a network in the brain responsible for filtering perception, will begin attuning itself to evidence that life supports you. You will start noticing synchronicities, subtle guiding forces, and opportunities that were always present but previously invisible due to your past conditioning. Conversations will shift, unexpected doors will open, and your reality will start to align with the conviction that life is working for you, not against you. But if you believe the universe is hostile, your mind will operate in a state of hypervigilance, scanning for threats, reinforcing struggles, and filtering out experiences of ease or grace. You will interpret delays as punishments, challenges as personal attacks, and setbacks as confirmation of your worst fears. Over time, this belief system becomes self-fulfilling, creating an existence where obstacles dominate and hardship becomes a recurring theme. This is not a matter of simple optimism versus pessimism. It is the convergence of neuroscience, energetics, and quantum mechanics into a singular truth. Your belief about reality becomes the architecture of your reality itself. So I ask you, what reality are you tuning into? The power has always been within you. The shift does not happen outside of you, it happens through you. The universe is responding right now to the signals you are broadcasting. What signal are you choosing to send?